good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to the live stream, Monday live stream, and we're going to be doing some giveaways. As you guys could probably already tell, I didn't go live last week. I don't think it's been a little bit. I was on vacation, and then when I got home, I had a family member that was in the hospital. So, yeah, been away for a little while, but now I am back. As you can tell, we've been doing giveaways all week. If you haven't seen them, I already have 2 giveaways going on the channel right now. The first giveaway, all you have to do is go to the video about Coastal Carolina Parfums. It is the new Carolina Blue fragrance that is going to be coming out on September 12th. As long as you comment on that video and you're following me on both YouTube and Instagram, then you are entered into that giveaway. And then we're also doing 10 milliliters of Angel Share on the rocks, and that is on the video that was posted 2 days ago. As long as you follow Scent Rush on Instagram, you'll be entered into that, and obviously comment on the video. I will be choosing those in like 2 or 3 days. But today we are going to be following up on the live stream that we did 3 weeks ago, where I talked about day 3 fragrances, and we had the owner and perfumer on here, Michael Paul. And we have Desert Rain, which was the one that we were talking about then. Got the autograph bottle. And then we also have day 3 Aylin, which was one that Michael Paul and I were talking about. And he ended up sending me a bottle, nicely enough. And today, my scent of the day, figured I would do it. It was pretty appropriate. It's day 3 Trace Oros, which is one of my favorite fragrances and my favorite fragrance of the year. I'll tell you guys a little bit about that, but we're going to be talking about my favorite day 3 fragrances, my top 3, and then we also do have a special guest to join us. But if you want to win the giveaway today, just be on this live stream once Michael comes on and we start getting it popping, and then we will be doing these giveaways. They are for, if I can get it open, it is their entire introductory kit, including the new Desert Rain, and we have 2 of them that are ready for shipping out to whoever wins it. If you are a member of the channel, you will automatically get entered into the giveaway. So that is Novice Nose, Junior, and Fragrance-Induced Coma. If you guys are also in the live stream, you will get a second entry. So you'll get the entry for being in the live, and then you'll get a second entry for being a member of the channel. If anyone else wants a second entry, just go and become a member of the channel, which you just have to do on a computer or on a desktop website from my page. And then all you have to do is hit join. It's like $4.99 a month for the basic package. But yeah, with that said, let me know what your scent of the day is, and we're going to be talking in the chat here in a minute. Once we get more people coming in and flowing through, then we'll obviously start. Michael should be available in about 15 minutes or so. What's going on, Gian? Hopefully you're having a good day, buddy. What's up, David? Scent of the day is Coconut Lagoon. Why have I heard that? I've heard that somewhere. I can't remember where, but I've heard it. Speaking of coconut fragrances, if you saw my video about Kajal, what is it? Kajal Colada. It's a brand new release that's like $315. They finally got it on Venba for $220. So if you are interested in that fragrance, it's probably the closest to actually smelling like a pina colada of any fragrance I've ever smelled. So I would definitely recommend trying that out, or if you're interested in it, buying it. And there's one of the members of the channel. What's up, dude? You are going to be obviously entered into the live stream giveaway twice, as long as you're here whenever we start the giveaway. What's up, Barry? Scent of the day is Amarud Whetstone. That's another one that I've heard of, but I don't know what it smells like. If I go on TikTok, so I saw a ball cap, he's in here. I'll talk about that in a second. If I'm on TikTok, it's like when I go over there, people in the chat are like, how do you know all these fragrances? I'm like, if I'm over on YouTube, people are mentioning fragrances to me all the time that I have no idea what the hell they are. But if we're on TikTok, it's like everybody over there knows like the people in the chat. They know like the basic introductory niche, but not like the out-of-the-box thinking fragrances, because it's not what's popular right now. And so, yeah, I thought it was funny because whenever I do my YouTube live streams, most of you guys are mentioning fragrances that I haven't heard of, and I've been in collecting fragrances for freaking ever. So anyway, speaking of Ballcap, if you guys want to go to ballcapcologne.com, he does samples. If you guys are looking for niche, if you're looking for, let's say, Clive Christian, or if you're looking for just to try out some clones or whatever, he has a huge collection. So if you want to go check out ballcapcologne.com, use the code CAP15, you get 15% off. Really nice guy. He's over on TikTok, and he just started on YouTube as well, if you guys want to go follow him. But anyway, what's going on, Ballcap? What's up, Marlo? What's up, Paco? Hopefully you guys are doing great. I don't have IG. No, for this giveaway, you don't need to have IG. I was talking about my other ones, but somebody said that the other day. They were like, can I be entered if I don't have Instagram? I'm like, I can't make an exception for you, but it takes like 30 seconds to download Instagram. And all you have to do is go on Instagram, hit create account, and then either hit the Google symbol or the Apple symbol, and then it'll create an account for you. It takes 30 seconds, and then all you have to do is follow me. If you want to be entered into the giveaway, not this one. This one, you just have to be here. You just have to be here, and you have to comment. Whenever I tell you guys to comment, I'm in, then comment I'm in, and you'll be entered into this giveaway, which there will be 2 winners. There is a 3rd winner that is over on TikTok, which I already did, so just an FYI, there is 2 winners tonight. I always need more Angel Share in my collection. Yeah, Angel Share is absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorites. It was over there. Where is it? Oh, it's up there. I always forget where my Angel Share is, but Angel Share on the rocks is the one that I was talking about, Ballcap. That's if you guys want to enter into a 10 milliliter Angel Share on the rocks, which literally, Angel Share on the rocks, it is just a fresher Angel Share when you get to the dry down, a little bit more creamy and aldehydic and not as rich. And in the opening 30 minutes, it's just a bright citrus opening, which I thought was lemon, and I'm still going to die on that hill. It is definitely lemon, but it's like a grapefruit bergamot mix. Apparently that's just coming off like lemon. I don't know. What's up, Sun Devil? Good evening, Randy and everyone. Saw Ross is live on Friday. I know you're excited if it does happen. The Business Over Pleasure Parfum, one of my favorite fragrances. I love Business Over Pleasure. I spent $265 on a like 75% filled 50, 60 mil or whatever they are, the smaller version. So I'm definitely excited for that if it happens. Scent of the day is Bonnie, which was my first ever bottle from day 3. It's a really good fragrance. Welcome to Mo's. What's up, Mo? One of my moderators. How you doing, buddy? A scent of the day is Essential Oud for Ballcap. See, nice one. I would not have expected you to say Essential Oud. Scent of the day is Blockade from Jeffrey. So I don't know what y'all have been buying, but a lot of people have been buying through my olfactory link lately. Like, I'm getting like 5 a night. I'll wake up in the morning, and they always come through either at like 6:05 in the morning or at like 3 a.m. And people are buying them so much that you guys literally are buying me the entire Mind Games collection. I decided that I was just going to buy all the ones that I think smell nice, which honestly, when they first opened up the Mind Games collection, I thought that they were all mid. But now they actually have some really good ones. If you haven't tried out Queening, if you haven't tried out Kingside, if you haven't tried out the Forward, that's one of the older ones. French Defense is also nice, but situational. And then I also got Counterplay and Opera Mate. And all because of you guys. You guys just keep buying crap. Somebody bought $2,400 worth of fragrances the other night. And I get 5% of that on my affiliate. I can't do the math. I'm not mathing right now, but it was enough to buy half a bottle of Mind Games. So, yeah. I won't buy a Mind Games right out with my own money, but if you guys are supporting the channel, might as well. What's up, Randy? What's up, Anthony? I have a bottle of Rayhan Crimson. Spray twice, down to trade for anything? No, because it's a clone. Rayhan Crimson's just a clone of Centaurus, which I own. So I'm not really going to trade anything for a clone. Especially because I just did my mystery boxes, which the 4 people claimed them. 2 of the people I'm actually kind of pissed at because they claimed the winnings. The one person claimed it, and it was $265 worth of fragrance. and they spent $75 on it, but because they don't know the fragrance names and they didn't like them, they were pissed that they had to spend the money. But it's like, bro, just sell them or use them as giveaways. You are a content creator. And then the other person kind of said the same thing, but they were like, because they don't know the fragrances, they were, I don't know if it was the Essential Parfums or if it was the Zerjoff. I think it was the Zerjoff box. The person who won the Zerjoff, it was my second bottle of Torino 24. They said, this stuff is mid. I shouldn't have entered into it. It's like, dude, you got a free Zerjoff. Like, I mean, you spent $75, but you got a Zerjoff that's worth 200. So I don't get the thought process there. But with that said, I did my mystery boxes, which included like, I don't know, 100 clones and cheapies and indie, as well as some higher end stuff. And I just don't care to keep clones in my collection, so I'm definitely not going to trade for one. That's where I was getting at. Ross Layer's Coconut Lagoon, when he shaves his beard? With he shaves his beard? I don't know what you meant there, but I think I can put two and two together. That's an interesting thing. He sprays it only when he shaves his beard. Scent of the Day is New Journalist. I've never heard of that one, Marlo. I mean, who's that by? Is that like the brand name or is that the name of the fragrance? What's up? A horse running. I still love that. And I'll say it every single time. All right, we have the guest of honor in the background. Give me 1 second, Mike. I'll bring you in. What's up, everybody? Knows Halloween, my world. Come on. Everyone knows Halloween, my world. Come on. Huh? I don't know what you mean. Coconut Lagoon is great. Skittles combo. Yeah, I think I have tried that before. All right, well, anyway, I'm not going to get to the bottom of the chat right now. I'm going to bring Michael Paul in, the guest of honor, the perfumer for day 3. And while he doesn't like me saying it, he's also one of the owners. So here we go. What's going on, Michael? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, good people? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Let me turn up my volume just a little bit. I think I had it low. All right, we're good. So how's everything going for you today?
Couldn't be better. Just got back from Nashville doing an event at Refinery Fragrances and got back yesterday and we're having a blast right now. Every day is amazing.
That was the one that you were down there doing what was it, the launch or whatever for Desert Rain?
Yeah, we did the launch party for Desert Rain. Colton Dixon was there. We packed the place out. People were spilling out of the store into like the outdoor like sitting area. It was bonkers. The event went, I think, an hour over like the scheduled time, and we just couldn't get people out of there. It was quite the event.
Was it was it a lot of Colton Dixon fans, I'm guessing, or just a blend of fragrance fans and Colton Dixon
It
fans?
was just a ton of fragrance fans, and they had an opportunity to meet Colton and sort of get to know his artistry and his work. And there was a fair number of Colton fans there as well. He's a popular guy in Nashville, and
Yeah, I
yeah,
was gonna
man,
say
place is
you're in
jammed.
the city where a lot of the singers were born, so
Yeah,
but
exactly.
that's absolutely fantastic, man. I knew that you were doing it. It's just when we did our last live stream, what, 4 weeks ago, I knew you were saying it was coming up at the end of August. I just wasn't putting two and two together, but I should have asked you about that. I feel bad. I just had a lot of stuff going on lately.
It's all good.
By the way, I was just talking about Aylin and
Yes.
this stuff. Like I said before, you sent me the sample. Well, you didn't. I don't know whoever put it in the box with Desert Rain whenever I bought Desert Rain. And I tried it out and I was absolutely just enamored with the fragrance to the point where I was actually, it was in like 96 degrees. And this is not a 96-degree fragrance,
Right.
but and I was like, hey, I need to wear Desert Rain today. And I just would spray Aylin and it's just absolutely phenomenal. If you guys haven't tried Day 3 Aylin, for me, it's a vanilla dominant scent that has a nice, beautiful cashmere note underneath it, which the vanilla does come off a little bit powdery, but the way that the cashmere is blended into it, it kind of takes that powder, and I'm not a huge powdery person, not a big fan of powder, but the way that the cashmere blends into it and the rose that blends into the background, it kind of just smoothens out the powder of it. I'm not sure if that was your aim, but then you also have a little bit of the oud that comes through, just a slight bit. Nothing funky, nothing animalic, and it's just one of the best vanilla dominant scents. And I absolutely love the note of cashmere. Um, are you able to tell me the story behind this? Because I haven't dove into this one yet.
Yeah, Aylin I made for my daughter. Her name is Dakota Aylin, and
Oh,
she's a teenager now. And I think the reason it was created was because when Dakota was born, when you have a daughter, it's that's like daddy's little girl, right? And so when she was little, um, people were telling me, like my best friends were telling me, your daughter thinks you're cool now because she's little. And when she gets to be a teenager, you're going to be the least cool guy ever. And she's going to think you're stupid because that's what teens, think about their parents. And man, I just hated that. But what actually happened in real life was we started day three fragrances, and Dakota just got really involved and she started spending more and more time in the lab. She kind of became my little shadow. At this point, she works for the company. So it's been pretty awesome. And whenever we get a package in from somewhere in the world that has raw materials in it, Dakota and I will often sit down and smell through the things together. And there's a joke around the lab that if you gave Dakota a box of 150 materials, she will find the most expensive material and she'll say, "This is my favorite. Like, this is the one I like, Dad." And so when she turned 16, I thought I would do a fragrance for her that used all of the materials that had come into the lab that she really likes. And so the natural Bulgarian rose and the special vanilla absolute that we got from Papua New Guinea and the very special ouds that we got in. We took all of those ingredients that she really likes and turned them into a perfume and put her name on it. And it's become one of our best sellers.
you know, my daughter, her name is Halen.
Oh, okay.
And her best friend's name is Dakota.
No kidding.
I think you told me that last time on the last live stream, but and my daughter's name is spelled Haylen, so it's a little bit different, but I just now that I'm putting two and two together, I think that's pretty funny.
That's a trip. That's a
Yeah.
trip.
But yeah, it's a phenomenal scent. So out of all of the fragrances, would you say that Aylin is the one that has the most expensive blend of ingredients?
Yeah. Well, it was when it came out. And believe it or not, Tres Oros actually has a really expensive blend that makes up the heart note. You wearing it now?
Oh, I'm wearing it
Uh,
right now, dude. I had to. I was like, this live stream's coming on. Michael's coming on. I gotta stand out. I'm gonna wear this. You can smell me through the phone. I know.
Nice. Yeah, and actually we have something coming out in November, and that is going to be far and away the most expensive thing that we put out. In fact, we'll probably have to release it at a different price point because it's an oud, and there's just a boatload of natural oud in there. It's amazing.
You see this name right here?
I do. I do.
Yeah, I'm 100%. And it's funny because there's somebody in my live stream named Gian, who the other day we were in somebody else's live, and he was like, um, somebody was like, I like the name Fragrance Dude, and Gion's like, yeah, but he doesn't even like ouds. And I was like, what world are you living in? I said the first fragrance that I reviewed on my channel was Boss Bottled Oud, and while I did not like that one, I said I have like 30 or 40 oud fragrances behind me that I absolutely love. So, are you able to tease any more than that? But I'm guessing not.
It's I'll just say it's going to be probably the maybe the start of a new collection for us that is a little bit darker, more premium. I haven't decided if we're gonna make that the start of a new collection or if it's just gonna be it by itself. But to give you like an idea, this is the color of the juice right here. There's no synthetic colors in here. Like that is just the color of the oud. And so it has like a dark red, almost like a blood red color to it, and
Can
it's
you smell that in the
powerful.
room you're in right now?
I can, unfortunately. Everything is all wrapped up and sealed, but I'm a little bit sensitive
Yeah.
to scents, and so yeah,
A perfumer who is sensitive to scents.
Imagine that. Yeah,
Imagine
imagine
that
that.
one. What is your favorite of all of the? Well, before I say that, I do want to shout out to Mo. Thank you for the 9.99 donation. I really appreciate you. He's one of my moderators. He's been here for a long time, and he is correct. I do not like dipsticks. You know the dipstick atomizers. If somebody sends me one of those, I normally, unless it's like a house that I absolutely love, I won't even try it. I'll throw it in the garbage. I'm that anal retentive when it comes to I need to have an atomizer on my thing. It's just
Oh, I don't blame
that's
you.
the way I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. There's nothing like a really good atomizer.
Yeah, I mean, and let's just take a second here and use one of your atomizers. I mean,
Yeah,
one of the best in the game, man. You
yeah.
put a lot of work into building the brand, and I know you probably put some time in thinking of what kind of bottles, what shape, what atomizer we wanted to use, what
Right.
plaque on the front.
Yep.
And when you say that you're thinking about starting a new line, I'm guessing it's going to probably be this one is the signature line, and then you will have your like private blends and stuff like that.
Um, if I do something like that, it'd be along the lines of like a private blend where it's like a step up. The reason I'm a little conflicted about the idea and I'm not really sure is because there are so many fragrances in the line as it stands that use top shelf ingredients anyways. Like to begin with, there's never been a real budget for any of the fragrances that I do. So I don't know what that would be like trying to start another line. I just know that the oud fragrance here, it was so expensive to build because the amount of oud that's in there that it has to come out at a different price point. But even if you told me right now, all right, let's do another collection, you have no budget. I'm like, well, I don't have a budget now. Do you know what I mean? So
No, 100%. I mean, like you said, whenever you're talking about Desert Rain, you didn't even know like what was going into it, and then you guys walked out in the middle of the desert, and then that kind of just stemmed from that, going all the way down to trying to figure out what kind of floral would work, cactus blossom, obviously. I mean, so I completely understand.
yeah.
Um, so when it comes to your brand and everything like that, if you guys don't know, again, courtesy of him, he sent me 3 of these. I wanted to share with TikTok. I haven't done anything on TikTok, and so I figured sharing one of these on TikTok would be only fair.
You
The
gotta spread
other,
the love. You gotta spread the
yeah,
joy, you know?
and you guys obviously, if you have TikTok, you can also go over there. That is a thing. And so anyway, this does include Desert Rain. If you guys do go and you are not a winner though, they are $50 on the website, and it comes with which I think is an absolute steal, a $50 gift certificate, or not a gift certificate, but like a gift
Hmm.
code
Hmm.
towards a fragrance of your choice from this house. So basically, making the purchase of this null and void. You're basically just saying, hey, try this out, pick one, and then buy whatever fragrance you want. You just have to buy a fragrance. That's all we want you to do. And so I absolutely love that. So if you guys are not a winner of this, again, I'll do the giveaway at the end because I don't think he wants to be sitting here while I'm writing the names down. But yeah, so that was the second question I was going to ask you is do you have any fragrances on the way out? Because I know the last time I talked to you, you were obviously Desert Rain I didn't want to ask you that time because it's like Desert Rain was coming out and it was already out at that point in time. And I was like, yeah, it's probably not a good time to say, okay, now what's next?
Right.
Because I
Yeah.
know that like the House of Argos is coming out with like 6 fragrances right now, and Initio has like 6. But I mean, I like to do one at a time. I like to live with it for a few months. Like I don't know if you saw my video where I did my top 5 releases of the year. Um, I said that Trace Oros is my number one, and I
Mhm.
would have Desert Rain in the top 5. But I like
Ah,
to not put something in that list until I've at least worn it for at least 2 to 3 months, so I can learn to live with it, see how it reacts on my skin in different seasons, and then once I get to the end of the year, we'll see if it does make that top.
for
So,
sure.
but
And 2 fragrances in the top 5 is like such a compliment. I'm really honored. And man, I appreciate you so much.
Oh, no problem, man. I mean, you're the one making them. I'm just the one judging them. And for my taste, you make it exactly what I like. I mean,
Thank you.
I like a gourmand that is not overly sweet.
Mhm.
I like, and while the honey in there is sweet, it the way that it blends together with the cinnamon and the pineapple, it just really comes across as this light and semi-fresh gourmand that you can wear in almost any season but summer. Even summer nights, I think it would work well. And
Mhm.
that I haven't found any gourmands in my collection that I can call a full gourmand that can do that, and I absolutely love that about the Tres Oros.
Nice.
Um, what was the other thing that I was going to say about Tres Oros? Oh, I was on Ross's live stream on his first day back, and
Mhm.
he said that someone was asking about what his top five, because I guess they saw my video, and he said, all I know is the number one is Tres Oros.
Oh,
And so
okay.
it's
Let's
going
go.
across the community. I mean, it's fantastic. What is your favorite out of all of your fragrances? Or do you not have a
Oh,
favorite?
I don't know if I have a favorite, because it's like different ones are a favorite on different days,
I,
like if you could see the dent that I put in my desert rain bottle, I mean it's amazing. Like I don't think I've ever used one of my perfumes so consistently and so much, in just the last like month. Tres Oros is up there, Aylin is up there, TDC is up there. I mean, they're all, if I didn't think it was absolutely amazing, I wouldn't have released it, right? So I guess it's just hard to say. Right now, I think probably Desert Rain, but I think there's some recency biased, like it's the
no,
newest one. So
I put that, and I'm sorry to do that. It's just a lot of people like want me to ask that type of question,
it's
but
fair. Yeah, it's a
I
good
know when
question.
people ask me, I'm like, bro, I'll give you one answer, and that answer is what is my favorite today?
Right.
And my favorite today is this, and then tomorrow the degree outside might be different. My skin complexion, I might be running hot that day and want something more cold. I don't know. It all doesn't. It's all based on the day and what my mood is.
Yeah, if I'm going to the gym, it's going to be either Royal Reflection or Desert Rain because those are the two where if I spray like under my shirt, they're really kind of light and they'll just sort of like waft out just a little tiny bit. And both of those have gotten me unsolicited compliments at the gym on the treadmill. And everything else is like a little too harsh for that. And when the weather starts to change, it might be Ambar Dominicano and
Mm,
Ayland, just a really dark, like, a little bit deeper. So I guess it depends on the weather and my mood and what I'm wearing, where I'm going.
yeah, I do have to say, even though Tres Otos is my favorite from your house at this point in time, the one that has got me the most unsolicited, no, I can't freaking say it, unsolicited comments from my wife and from pretty much anybody that when I go down to work has been Desert Rain.
Okay.
And you're right, both that and Royal Reflection have that weightless, light feel where
Yeah.
it's not going to be too powerful. And a lot of your fragrances, like you said, like Ambar Dominicana, La Tacita de Cafe, Say Less has a little bit more of a power to it, while those two are more on that light and weightless feeling. And I think that's awesome. I mean, you have such a unique complexion of fragrances throughout your house that,
Hmm.
I mean, you have something for absolutely everybody. I mean, so I started with Bonnie. Bonnie was the first one that I got in a full bottle of. And then I went, what was my second one was when I really started into the house. And that was again earlier this year. And it was Tres Otos. Then obviously we had the Royal Reflection. And then I just bought the Desert Rain and now Aylin. So you have, what is it, 12? 12 fragrances?
12. Yeah.
12?
Yeah.
So I'm just about halfway there, and I just finished 2 days ago my sample of La Tacita de Cafe, which is
Mhm.
actually in my cart. I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure my code worked, and it does. For anybody who wants to know, dude 15, you get 15% off. And I didn't realize that my live was starting, and that's why I was like about 2 minutes late to my live because I was about to buy that, but I was like, no, I'm going into this. Um, I like to, oh, you know me, I like to do my research before I start too.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
I like to. at least have something in my head, like
Mhm.
going into a live stream, so I'm not sitting there and like trying to think up questions or think up things like on the fly. Well, I do like to fly by the seat of my pants with most things. I mean, we got the guest of honor in here, Mr. Michael Paul. You know what I mean? If you guys have any questions for Michael while he is here, absolutely let us know. Yeah, and this Ball Cap Cologne, he's one of my best friends over on TikTok. He runs a decant shop over there. He is a big fan of the more kind of powdery and more masculine sense, and I told him Day Three's Aylin would be something that would be right down his aisle. Even though the rose in there would scare some people off, and he just got one from Mind Games called Grandmaster
Mhm.
that has a little bit of rose, and he said it doesn't matter. It's the way that it's blended, and you put it all
Right.
together. And I'm so happy when you. My wife is allergic to some rose oils, and it's specific to some. And I know one is damask rose,
Mhm.
and whenever I saw that in Aylin, it was Bulgarian rose. I was really excited about that because I know she's not allergic to that rose oil. And also sometimes when they use rose oils, it's just like a synthetic,
Right.
and so it doesn't actually react with her at all. But I'm just happy. I'm guessing most of the stuff that you use. I mean, obviously you can't have a natural amber, but
Right.
anything that you can get your no, anything that you like with your oud on the table, if you can get something, you're going to go as natural as you possibly can.
Yeah, for the most part. I think, I really start with like the inspiration first. So I already have something in my head that I'm trying to accomplish. And I'll be completely honest with you. If what it took to accomplish that inspiration was all synthetic, I would use it.
Yeah.
If it's all naturals, I would use those. So long as when the perfume is done, it smells like what I had in my head, so that I can give the most authentic representation of what the inspiration is. It turns out that many of my formulas are packed with naturals because naturals are just beautiful, like on their own. I mean, they add a depth and a warmth to a fragrance. But if I had something in mind and instead of natural oud, I had to use like an oud accord or a synthetic, I would do that if it accomplished the goal.
Right.
As it turns out, this particular fragrance called for a lot of agarwood, just natural oud, and some oud asafi, which is also a natural oud, and that's what I ended up using. I don't really work with a budget, so if it takes an expensive product to get to where I'm going, so be it, you know?
Yeah, which is why you're one of the fastest, at least from what I've seen, one of the fastest growing niche houses that I've seen. I mean, you're are you one of the fastest growing niche? I don't see the behind the scenes sales. I mean, are you doing well? I mean, is it
We're
doing
doing
well over
very
there?
well. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
We're
I mean, I figured if you're doing
yeah.
a thing in Nashville and you're pairing with these doing collaborations, you guys are doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing well. I think the most exciting part is like if you go to our website and look at our reviews, I think we're up at like 900 five-star reviews, and we just started accepting reviews like a year and a half ago or a year ago. So it's encouraging because the people that are finding us are enjoying the fragrances. Now it's just a matter of trying to get the word out and get in front of as many people as possible. And I think that's what's causing the growth. We don't actually do any advertising, so all of our growth is attributed to like people who've smelled the fragrance and then go tell their friends about it or go talk about it or leave us a review. And that's a really good feeling, because it's organic and it gives us a stronger connection and rapport with our customers, and we're loving it.
Well, I mean, you guys have the fragrances that speak for themselves, but you also have you that, I mean, anybody who meets you or sees you on camera, it's hard to not want to root for your house and will not want to root for your brand and Vanessa and
Yeah.
Dakota and everybody. And just, it's just, you have such family atmosphere going on there. You're very friendly, very nice. I mean, everything about your house is just, I mean, I feel like I'm just shilling over here. But, no, I'm just
Dude,
kidding.
thank you so much. No, I
um,
appreciate that. Thank you.
but I wanted to talk about the oud for a second because I
Mhm.
actually was thinking about this. I before I started a channel, I went down to a school that I went to college, Pitt, and I took a perfumery class where I was just learning about different terminologies and smelling different naturals. Like when they brought oud in, but they had like three different types of agarwood, or
Mhm.
three different agarwoods, and like one had that animalic, funky smell. One of them almost smelled a bit honeyed like. Is there something that I'm missing? Because like, isn't like just oud? Is there different types?
Yeah, there's different types of oud, different trees that you can get it from, different regions where it grows, and different ways that it's processed. Essentially, it's like a wood that has been infected, and there's a resin that is produced, and that's the oud. And so depending on how that resin is taken and then processed, you get different smells, or depending on where it's grown or how old it is. But even the same tree processed the same way, grown in the same spot, the scent can vary from batch to batch. One of the things we did was when we were hunting for ouds, and whenever I say we, I mean I'm the perfumer here, but everything
Yeah.
is, family. We only employ family here, so when I go out on a trip, I'll Vanessa's with me, Dakota's with me, Tina's with me. That's my sister, and so we went oud shopping, basically looking for an oud for this fragrance. And we found one that was just so smooth and so sweet. It just had none of that like dirty, barnyardy kind of. I mean, it was animalic, but in the best possible way. And what we ended up doing was investing quite a bit of the company's money into buying as much oud as we could from this particular batch. Because when this batch runs out, trying to remake this fragrance, it's not going to smell exactly the same because from batch to
Right.
batch, ouds just vary.
So is the next release I'm taking is going to be a limited run.
Well, yes, we say limited, right? But limited might even mean like a few years. It wouldn't
Limited
be
until
limited to
the tree runs out.
until the oud runs out, and we purchased quite a bit of that oud. So I would say for now you're safe. Whenever I tell people there's like a limited release or limited run, I almost feel like I'm causing FOMO, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's kind of like how brands say it's discontinued. Like for instance, um, Azaro's Wanted by Night. It's been discontinued for 2 years. You can find it for $70 online right
right.
now. Like,
Yeah. I don't want to do that to people because I feel like it's slimy a little bit, So if I'm going to be honest, there's no real shortage of it. And when it starts to run down, I'll let people know. Like
listen to me wondering about that, and it's not even released yet, and we don't even know the name of it.
last month we discontinued Say Less. Like that's going to be gone. But we tried to give people like enough of a warning. We sent messages out to like our mailing list. We put it like online, just to give people time to like stock up and purchase it. But yeah, it's no FOMO necessary. We'll have plenty of the Midnight Raspberry.
Well, at least I'm the only one that doesn't have FOMO on Say Less. I think you already knew that. But
I
that's
did.
not a you
Yeah,
thing. That's a me
yeah.
thing, and it's
I
always
knew
going
when
to
we
be.
discontinued it, I knew that we weren't hurting your feelings at all. So
No, but with all the other ones, but you better tell me like years ahead of time because I definitely have FOMO with like if Tres Otos goes away, I'm gonna come find you somewhere. So Staker asked, Tres Otos is the goat. Do you guys have any more gourmands coming?
yeah, there's a couple of ideas in the notebook. I don't have a deadline or a timeline, I should say, for the next Gourmand. Probably sometime next year, but I have some interesting things in the notebook for sure.
You do 2 to 3 a year usually, right? Like on average, but it all depends on when the moments, the inspiration's striking.
Right. Yeah, we really did two. We did. We're really doing like two this year, from my own inspiration, and then we also did two that were collaborations. And so we ended up with four this year, but that's because I had two artists that I was working with,
Right.
developing ideas for them, so it made life a little bit easier. I always tell people like maybe there's a year where I don't do any at all. I don't feel forced ever to release anything. So if I have something, it's a genuine inspiration and it's something that artistically really drives me, I'll put it out. And if not, like I'm really satisfied with the line the way it is right now. So I don't feel any pressure to put out more stuff just for the sake of putting out things.
Yeah, I totally understand. When it comes to that oud that you were talking about and how you said you have a ton of it,
Mhm.
how long does that keep? Like,
Uh,
do you make it all like how you're doing in front of you right now? Do you make that all at one time, or do you just have them in the back in bags and they just last for years?
so I have that up on the shelf. I don't know if you can see the shelf behind me where I've got some of my dilutions that I
Yeah.
play with. This is basically like my organ. So when I want to play with an idea, an accord, or something like that, I'll take one of these. But over on this wall that you can't see, there's four more of those shelves. So we stock about 1,500 things in the lab. Most labs don't have that many materials or ingredients because most perfumers don't need them, and I don't need them either. But I have ADHD and I need to get my nose on everything. Like as an artist, I want to smell everything, and
Right.
so we stock quite a bit in the lab. And what we'll do is, depending on the material, we'll make up between 10 and 20 kilos at a time, which is not, it's not a lot for a perfume company. It's a lot for a very small company like ours. Um, but yeah, we let those uh, sit and macerate, will mature first and then macerate so that by the time the customer gets them, they're getting a complete product, right? So we always make enough to make sure that it's not going to sell out tomorrow. If it sells
Right.
out tomorrow, then what happens is I have to make more. And if we sell it right away, then you have to let it macerate before you wear it. I will never do that to customers. That's not something you're going to find from day three where it's like, hey, you buy it and you have to let it sit for 2 weeks. That's nonsense. But we can't make everything like with Midnight Raspberry, for example. I can't make all of it at the same time, just because we still compound everything right here on the spot, and so that's just a lot of work. It's just it's a ton of work, ton of time.
But that bucket of blood next to you, how how much oil or whatever will that make from that? Like, how many bottles will you get from that?
So these were made today, and we plan on selling those in about a year, um, uh, because it's built with a lot of heavier ingredients and deeper ingredients. We want a long time for that to macerate, and then we have a separate maturing and macerating room where the batch that we're going to start with has already been macerating for about 4 months. So by the time you receive it, it'll be between 5 and 7 months that it's been macerating. That way, there you get a really smooth, really complex, really bold profile right from the first spray.
Awesome. And Mitra asked, I just wanted to clarify, are there sample sprayers? Yes. So again, we're doing two giveaways tonight, courtesy of Michael right there. It is the entire Discovery set of day three, including the new Desert Rain. If you are not a winner, you can get one of these for $50, and that also comes with a $50 gift code to buy to put towards a fragrance of your choice from whichever one you like the most. They also do sell a travel spray pack of three for $79. I know you
Uh,
discounted it. I just don't remember what it was discounted
yeah,
to.
I think it's 3 for 120, but don't quote me on that
No, yeah. See,
because
I have
yeah.
no. I actually. I mean, I have a computer in front of me. Why don't I just freaking look it up? But then they also have 10 milliliters that you can buy of any of the fragrances you're looking at, which, again, go to day3fragrances.com. You can use code DUDE15. I'm just about there. Don't worry.
Yeah, no
One
problem.
thing.
While you're doing that, it looks like LJ was asking if all the day threes are original scents. And yeah, we don't do any dupes or clones or anything like that. Um, as a matter of fact, most of the line is named in Spanish because it's taken from our sort of Dominican family culture. And they sort of are inspired by the things that happen in our family. So my favorite desserts from around the house, things that my family cooks, the things that we drink, the cigars that we smoke, that kind of thing.
Nice. So, all right. I'm just going to pull this up for just a second so I can show her. So they do right now have the samples of Desert Rain and Escandalo. For $10, you get like those are just the basic samples. Then what I was talking about is the travel spray bundle, which is you were right, it was $119. And then if you go into any of the fragrances you might be interested in, and you go under notes, look at the notes what they are, and then you can choose the either the full bottle or the 100 milliliter or the 10 milliliter. I mean, and it is $50 for a 10 mil, and it's basically one of those travel sprays. All right, we're back.
Yeah, we wanted to do individual samples of Desert Rain because we know that there were people that purchased a Discovery set right before Desert Rain came out. And instead of asking a customer to buy a whole nother Discovery set, well, we thought we would just do just the individual samples of Desert Rain. We also throw in a sample of Escandalo so that people can try it out because we think that they make a nice combination, or we think that if you like one, you may like the other. And so we offer two samples for I think like $10, which we don't even ask you to pay shipping. It's a pretty good deal.
Escandalo has one of the most beautiful fruity tones that I've ever smelled, and I know it's like guava.
Yeah.
If I'm It's something that I would wear 100%, and I even told my wife, and she said she wants to wear it, and my daughter wants to wear it. But they said that they want me to buy it for both of them in the spring, and they were trying to fight like, do they want one bottle or do they want two bottles? And I was like, no, we'll get you guys one bottle. You guys can wear it because you already have 70 fragrances you stole from me. I was like, so, but I think that's one of the best spring and summer unisex fragrances in your entire line.
Thank you.
Yeah, and a horse running, which I absolutely love that name. I don't know why, it just makes me laugh every time I see it. But he's super hyped for the day 3 in the fall.
Me too.
And he has Tres Oros on the way. So, out of all of the fragrances that are in your house before we do get to the giveaway, what is the favorite? What is your favorite? I know we were asking about Aylin, but out of all of them, did I already ask this? Yes, I did. I asked about what your favorite story behind your favorite fragrance is.
Oh,
Did I ask
oh,
that?
yeah, nobody's ever asked me that before.
Yes,
That's a
yeah.
good one.
I was asking about the story behind Aylin earlier, but what's your favorite story behind the fragrance? Whatever fragrance
I
is your favorite story.
I think I have to go with La Tacita de Café, because it was our very first fragrance, and because there are just not many perfumers that can say that they released their very first fragrance and it won the biggest award in all of perfumery. And that I did for my mom. Well, she's Vanessa's mom, but I consider her like my mom. So when I say
I
my mom,
consider
that's
my wife's mom my mom too.
see, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, and that's what I mean. Did you want to hear the story? I don't know if we have time. I don't want to take up your time
I
here.
am not in any type of rush. Like again, last time the only reason that I left early was because I thought that you wanted to get off.
Well, I don't really have a relationship with my mom, and that's bothered me for a long time, especially like at holidays and that kind of thing. She doesn't talk to me, and it's when I met Vanessa, the Dominican culture is very family oriented. And so when I met Vanessa and Vanessa was bringing me around to her mom's house, she kind of like just sort of adopted me into the family right away and started treating me like her son. And every time we would go over, she would sit us both down. She would serve us a little tiny cup of coffee with a spoonful of like brown sugar, and she'd make us a little slice of Dominican cake. And after a while, I started to associate those scents with the feeling of having a mom again. And so when I did La Tacita de Cafe, it was my very first fragrance, and I wanted to do it for her to honor her. And so I used all of the scents that come from her home. and because I wanted to make it really authentic. So I would create like a coffee accord, and then I would bring it over to her house, and I would match it up against her coffee to see how close it was. And when we had all the accords put in place, created the perfume, and I gave her a bottle, and I told her, I said, I made this for you, and I want you to name it because because it's based on, it's inspired by you. And after a couple of weeks, she texted me and she said, whenever I wear this, I feel like I'm sitting with my little cup of coffee. So we named it La Tacita de Café, which means little cup of
Little cup of
coffee.
coffee.
So it's not only inspired by her, but it was named by her too. And when people smell it and they say like, "Wow, that's a nice coffee fragrance." I mean, I take the compliment, but to me, it's not really a coffee fragrance. To me, when I smell it, it's the fragrance. It's like the feeling of a mother's love. It's the feeling of having a mom again. And so for me, it's really emotional and it's very personal.
And you've been with Vanessa for a since like high school, right?
No, well, not that long,
Yeah,
but long. Yeah, 10 years. We're
10 years.
coming up on 10 years.
Me and my
Married.
wife, yeah, me and my wife, we've been married for 10, been together since just about high school.
Nice.
I'm big into family as well. I mean, I don't have like the roots like that because all my family and her family grew up in basically the same area. Her school was 5 minutes away from my school. But you should have, and I thought this the last time you said that, you should have like videotape her making like the coffee and the
That's
cake,
a good idea,
and
actually.
then put it on your website as kind of like a memoriam towards how this came to be. Like
Yeah,
I think,
if anyone actually wants to see her and sort of like meet her virtually, if you go to my Facebook profile, Michael Paul or Perfumer Michael Paul or whatever, you can find me on there. But just a week ago or 2 weeks ago, she's a Dominican artist, right? And the Diamondbacks, the Arizona Diamondbacks, invited her in and brought her on field to do this like big ceremony of like Dominican cultural leaders in the neighborhood. So they put her up like on the Jumbotron and we took all
that's
kinds of
awesome.
pictures and stuff. It was super cool because I've told this story so many times. And so I got to post that and be like, that's her, like that's my mom, like that's the one I'm always talking about. It was pretty awesome.
That's amazing. And I'm really happy that she like took you in as her son as well. Like that, she seems like an amazing woman.
She's the sweetest lady ever. Yeah, I love her to death.
The cakes that she made, were they those rum cakes that, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, when I went to the Amber Cove, Dominican Republic last year, they were selling these little rum cakes, and I thought I was getting something super special. And then I went into Marshall's last week and I saw it, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I looked at my wife. I said, That's the damn rum cakes."
Oh, that's funny. It's almost like a vanilla angel food cake, but when it comes out of the oven, instead of like an angel food cake, like it's in the thing and you flip it over and then
Yeah.
like take the okay. So before you flip it over onto the plate and take the thing off, she pours pineapple juice over it, and then it's topped with like a meringue frosting.
Oh,
And
that
so
sounds
the
awesome.
pineapple gets in there and it just sort of makes the cake like moist and sweet. So when you bite into it, it's like a warm pineapple taste. In fact, that was the inspiration for the accord that we used for the pineapple in Tresoros.
Then that's why I like it. I think you should put the recipe on my
She
on
would
your
kill
Instagram
me.
so I can see. Yeah.
Yeah, she would kill me.
Is that like a family recipe passed down, stuff like that,
It's
or
a
something?
family recipe, but I think it's a pretty common thing, like in DR, to do like the pineapple juice over the cake. And
Yeah.
I'm like, where has that been my whole life? Like, why don't we do that here? Like, it's the most amazing thing. Try
Anytime
it.
I've ever went on vacation somewhere, I've always found that one thing. And for me, I thought the Amber Cove, I thought that was the rum cake. And then I found out that it wasn't, but I also had another thing, which was I finally tried a cacao pod
Okay.
for the first time. And they're like huge into cacao pods down there, especially at Amber Cove. Like they had them like growing on the tree. And I tried a fresh cacao pod, not fresh, but I don't know what they called it, but they baked it and stuff, and it turns. If you guys don't know, cacao turns into chocolate once you put all the sugars and stuff in it.
Mhm.
But I tried like the fresh cacao, and it was something different. I absolutely loved it. It had a little bit of a funky tone to it, though.
Yeah, it can be a little bit bitter.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I also had plantain for the first time ever.
Ooh, all
And
right, yeah.
that was also very good.
Fried, or did you have it
No,
like
it was a
cooked with
fried
cinnamon?
plantain. Yeah, it
Okay.
was like from one of those little wheelie carts that they pull down the street,
Yeah.
and
Some
my mom's.
platanos, tostones. Yeah, oh, so good. With a little bit of salt, hot out of the oil. So good.
Yeah, that was really good. Those were the three things that I remember from Amber Cove. But it's sad that we were only there for like 8 hours because I was on a cruise ship, just going hopping island to island. But I have to, me and my wife already said that next year we're planning on going back down there and staying in the Dominican Republic somewhere, and possibly Amber Cove. We're not sure if we want to go to the same place we've already been, but we want to stay there for a full trip. We
Mm,
always do that anytime that we go somewhere on a cruise and we stop at a destination. We're like, we need to come back here. We always plan a full vacation to there. It's just not
nice.
cheap, not cheap at all.
I see.
He said leak the name. I'm pretty sure he would have done that if he was going to do that.
Oh, which one is he talking about? The
The
oud?
oud fragrance.
So that's midnight raspberry.
Oh, I thought you were talking. See, when you said midnight raspberry, now that is making me even more excited. But when you said midnight raspberry, we were also in conversation about the oils behind you.
Hmm.
And so I thought you were talking about a midnight raspberry oil. And I was like, where the hell is he going with this?
Yeah, no, that's going to be
I,
the name for the big release. You guys heard it first.
That is absolutely. Thank you for sharing. I did not know that's what you were saying. I had no idea, and so I understand where the confusion came from when he said that. But that's so I already know what's going to be in it outside of oud. So that
Yeah.
sounds but I won't push you any further to talk more about it. But I mean, I absolutely love raspberry. And raspberry is a great. There's one thing I don't like it paired with, but I can't see it being in there. I don't like. Have you ever tried um, the fragrance by Toomey 19 Degree?
No. Mm.
There's something in there that if it blends together with raspberry, it's absolutely terrible. But that's the only fragrance that I've tried it like that, and I've tried all of your fragrances. I already know it's not going to be like that.
We brought a sample to the event at Refinery Fragrances in Nashville, and people were losing their minds over it. So I think it's going to get it'll get some good reviews, I think.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you again. I'm going back to the oud thing just because I've been
Okay.
so confused. I've been trying like the new Creed oud fragrance that came out. I tried a Halcyon oud, and all of them, their ouds kind of smell like cedar, like cedar and honey almost. And it's like you would think that's something from Creed, like even Royal Oud from Creed. It doesn't really come across like oud. Like all of them come across like cedar. There's none of the oud that I smelled whenever I was smelling the natural ouds. And so I'm guessing because I know your fragrances that your oud is going to stick out.
Yeah, you probably are smelling cedar in those fragrances. It's hard to take a fragrance, even if it's called oud, and really pick out and isolate the oud unless you've smelled it all by itself, just in its natural raw state. And even then, different ouds smell different ways. But yeah, when you get your nose on a natural oud all by itself, not in a perfume, you will definitely know what
Yeah,
oud
because I
smells
have
like from
one
there on.
fragrance. It's $537. They sent it to me from. Have you ever heard of Bortnikov?
Yep.
There's a sister company to them called Maxim, and they sent me a fragrance that this was right when they came out, and it had natural oud, and that's the only fragrance that I've smelled in my whole collection that I could really pick out the natural oud from it. And all the
Yeah.
other fragrances I'm talking about are high end fragrances. I was super shocked from it.
Yeah, there are a lot of fragrances that use oud in the notes, and then when you pull up like the chemical analysis of what the perfume is, you see that there's almost no oud in there, or no oud. And you know what? That's fair actually, because you can use different aroma chemicals to create something that gives the impression of oud, and you know, you just put oud in the notes so that you give the person the expectation of like what the fragrance is like.
Yeah, it's
Um,
kind of
you,
like calling a fragrance like is something amber or whatever, or like leather, ombre leather. it's like you're not putting real leather in this
Right.
fragrance. You're
Right.
creating a
Exactly right.
profile of it. I guess I didn't think of it that way
Yeah.
because of the fact that oud can have a natural, and so you
Right.
never know what you're gonna get.
Yep. You're right.
So Say Less isn't fully gone yet, like you said, right?
There may be a few bottles left. We've stopped producing it, and if it's not gone, it's pretty close to gone. So,
Yeah, because I
um,
saw it on the site whenever I was checking beforehand, and
yeah,
so
so there's probably still some in there. I know at the boutique we have, I think, three left at the boutique, and I think there's a couple left in the lab. So if you want a bottle, now's the time.
yeah, I'm pretty sure Mitra and Mo do, but I'm getting my hands. I already know the way that I'm doing it. I'm doing de Cafe because that was the first fragrance I was going to buy. Because when I got the discovery set again, I guess it was from Ross or one of my subscribers. I can't remember who sent it to me. La Tacita de Cafe was my favorite from the whole thing, but it just so happened that at that point in time it was midsummer, and I was
Mhm.
like, I'm not going to wear that right now. And so I went through, and my second favorite at that point in time was Bonnie and Amber Dominicano. And so I was like, I'm just gonna get Bonnie now, and then I'll go down the line afterwards. And then you release Tres Oros, and then I was like, okay. And then I forgot that I wanted to pick up La Tacita de Cafe because I still had a decant, and I was trying it out. But that's next. Then Ambar Dominicano, and then Philosophia. But that's gonna be more for Jen and Halen because I know if I wear it, they're just gonna get mad at me. So I might have to buy. I might have to buy two bottles. I don't know. We'll figure that one out in spring. And then by that time you'll probably have two other fragrances come out, like you said, and then I'll get confused again.
We'll see.
Um,
We'll see. I don't anticipate anything coming out quickly after Midnight Raspberry. I don't have anything in the pipeline after that. Some ideas that I'm working with, some things that I'm playing with, but they're far off right now. They're just in the baby phase.
I want a straight tea fragrance, and I know you already got some tea in the Desert Rain, but if I had my wish from you, it would either be a plum fragrance or a straight up tea fragrance.
Ooh, a lot of people are asking for plum. You wouldn't
Plum
be the
is
first one to
my
ask.
when it comes to my favorite profiles or favorite notes, I guess you should call it. Cinnamon, ginger, plum, um, amber, amber woods.
Those
Pretty
would
much,
all go nice together too.
yeah, no. I was actually making a fragrance with a company that shall remain nameless that completely fell through. And it was a plum amberwood scent that had some ginger in it. This was years and years ago, and it was coming out exactly how I wanted it, but then the company completely changed and I ended up
Ah,
not doing it. But it's plum is, when done correctly, is probably my favorite fragrance note.
it
That
is a beautiful note.
yeah, I mean the way it can come off light, it can come off fruity, it can come off dark, it could come off warm. It all depends on the way that you use it, and that's why I absolutely love plum because I've tried 40 or 50 different plum fragrances, and I can't tell you one fragrance that smelled like the other 49. It's just
Mm.
because it's just the way that the blends are. But anyway, yes, day three is all original fragrances.
Mhm.
You're looking at the perfumer. Oh, I keep doing that. You're looking at him right here. He's making the fragrances, all the stuff behind you. I
Yeah.
mean, he's blending the oud right in front of you, Andrew, or no,
Quite
JL,
literally. Yeah.
LJ. But anyway, I'm just making sure nobody else has any questions. Oh, what? I didn't even know Michael was going to be live today. Well, it was a little surprise. I didn't know I was even going to be live today. And then I messaged Michael and I was like, hey, man, I'm going to be live, possibly. And you want to join me? He said, yeah. So I appreciate you coming on with such last minute notice, too.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Desert Rain sounds amaze balls. Well, then go buy it.
It
And it's
is
gonna,
amazeballs.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to figure it out, absolutely fantastic. That's I haven't heard a single person that has tried this fragrance that is at least in my circle that does not like it. And so you and Colton, I mean Colton's idea behind this entire fragrance, and then you bringing that idea to life. I just need to see, even though I'm wearing, I'm not. I don't think I'm wearing it on that arm.
Hmm.
It's just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. It has to be my top five. I mean, it has to be. I can't discredit other fragrances that I've worn longer. It has to be. You did such a
It,
good job with that fragrance.
Thank you very much. It's just it's difficult to not like there's nothing in it that's like sharp or I think it's creative in that it doesn't smell like anything else, but it's hard to pick out something in that fragrance where you say, well, I just don't like that note. I mean, it's just so pleasant. And I know, take that with a grain of salt because I'm the perfumer, so of course I'm going to say that, but it's just likable.
It's your easiest wear fragrance out of
Yeah,
your entire line.
I think
And
so.
I think Colton, that's what he was aiming for. It seems, is that he wanted something that was light but floral, but also had a citrus slash fruity tone. It wanted to be bright but not too bright, have a little bit of depth, and you just you knocked it out of the park. Even the
Thank you.
cactus blossom just provides just a little bit of a oomph to the fragrance that I even said to me it comes off like a watery floral, and that might be the cactus blossom. That just might be everything else pairing together. But yeah, I mean, you can wear that in legit any situation all year round. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I like how you're just not following trends. You're not
Yeah.
following the trends that are happening. And to me, that is what, at least when I got into the community, that is what niche really stood for.
Mhm.
And niche fragrance, niche perfumery stood for, yeah, the higher end thing. I mean, you guys can throw that out the window because I think that's bullshit. I think that it's based on people calling it niche. Yes, because that's all they make is fragrances. That's like the base definition, but also because you're making fragrances that are not following trends. You're making it based on your love of fragrances, situations that you have personally seen or been through, or that your
Mhm.
family has seen or been through, and then putting that on paper and then also putting it into a fragrance and having that inspiration come through in every spray. And I think that's what niche perfumery has lost and that you are bringing back, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I think if you're chasing trends, you're already behind. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because by definition, if you're chasing a trend, it means that somebody else has already done it first, and you're always going to be second place if you do that. Um, it was the same thing when I was a magician and I was doing magic. I would have mentors tell me like, just be yourself because if you try to copy somebody else, you're always gonna second place is the highest you'll ever get to, you know? Um, and it's satisfying for me artistically because if I'm creating a perfume that's based on a memory or a feeling of mine, then I know when it's done and I'm satisfied with that scent. So even if I put it out and it got all bad reviews, for example, I still know in my heart that I put out something that I wanted to put out that's at least authentic to me.
Right.
So when somebody comes along and says, I like this fragrance, but it should be spicier or it should have been sweeter, it should have been, I don't have to think about those things because I say, no, it's exactly what I had in my mind.
Right. Because like you said, like when you're eating that cake and drinking the coffee and you put that together, that is what your memory of that was. While somebody else in the Dominican Republic, their mom might have put cinnamon on top.
Right.
And so that might be what their take on it is, but it's not your inspiration. And
Exactly
so,
right.
and that is what I absolutely love about it. And I think that that is what the problem with a lot of fragrance companies are now is that they all want to have that one with the cinnamon, and then everybody's like, "Oh, that worked. Okay, let's do that cinnamon too."
Yeah.
And somebody said that we should also add orange blossom, and let's just throw orange blossom in there, and then you're adding orange blossom and cinnamon. Well, let's do that too. And
Yeah.
you're not doing that, and that's what I think is amazing.
Yeah.
Anthony said, "When will Desert Rain ever be available in a 10 milliliter?"
No, no plans for that. Because it's a artist collaboration, and both of our artist collabs are 50 mil only. That's just because of the deal that we have with the artist. And they're selling those bottles at concerts and so on. And so, yeah, everything else is available in 10 mil except for the artist collabs.
I under JLLJ said, I underscore the different layers and notes, but how do you drive certain scents and top and other to the bottom?
Okay, this is going to be the nerdiest answer ever. Are you ready? Different materials have different atomic weights, or they have different molecular weight. And so some are very volatile. So when you put them into a formula, they're the ones that want to pop off of your skin first and into the atmosphere. Whereas some are a little bit heavier and less volatile, and they'll stick closer to the skin. And so notes like sandalwood, the molecules are just a bit heavier, so they'll stay on your skin. But if you put bergamot or lemon or lavender into something, that pops off of your skin very, very quickly. And so that's your top notes. And then the ones that are a little bit less volatile are your heart notes. And then the ones that stick on the skin indefinitely, those are your base notes.
Like your musks and your isoes and all that stuff.
Correct.
Yep, yep. Yeah, I would have answered it very similar to what you said. I just
Mhm.
wanted it to come from you because if I say it, people will be like, "You're probably reading that somewhere."
Yeah, people will argue with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Everything happens for a reason. I'm just making sure there's no other questions for you. Under wraps one day, and she said you can look for a non-floral scent. And bam. Oh, yeah, okay, good. Um, do you know the exact date that Midnight Raspberry is coming out? Is it just sometime in November?
I would start looking for it in the beginning of November. We haven't actually named a launch date, but I'll tell you that I'm shooting for early November.
Nice. Well, I'll be there. I'll be there with bells on, man. I'm glad the name I missed earlier talk. Do we have it? Oh, there we go again. I guess everybody's wondering. Um, Joey, thank you for the donation. Michael, your house become my favorite house. I now have 8 fragrances from that house. I appreciate your
Wow.
work.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate all the support.
Somebody said Tacita was your first fragrance.
Yeah,
That is
correct.
correct, right? And then
Yeah.
was it Aylin that came after it?
No, it was La Tacita. Then it was, let me see, Say Less, um, Pani, Filosofia, Escándalo, um, Aylin. Do I have that right? Um,
This is around the
I
time
think
right
I
now
think that's
that
how it
I
goes.
came in, so I wasn't there for the beginning. Unfortunately, I really wish I was there for the beginning, but I wasn't. And you started, what year was it?
Oh, 2 years ago. So 23.
23. So you
Mhm.
started when I was like 6 months into my channel. That's awesome. I thought you were like 22 or 21, but that makes sense because I started seeing you on Ross's channel, and I was kind of like, it was just one of those. I was watching, I was listening, and then go on to the next one, and then I saw you again, and then I was like, oh, that one sounds good. And then it was whenever I first heard him talk about the Tacita de Cafe that I really got interested in
Ross was
in your
the
brand.
first one, I think, to give us the time of day as far as reviewing one of our fragrances. I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, like we're a really new house, and I have this fragrance, and what do you think?" And he told me, he was like, "Hey, listen, you can send me the fragrances." He said, "But I'm not going to lie to my audience. Like, if you're taking that chance, like if I don't like them, I'm going to tell people that." And I was like, all right, that's cool." And so I sent the fragrances over, and yeah, he was the first one to actually review my stuff, and I never forgot that. Like, I really appreciate Ross for that, and he's been a friend ever since. Like, I genuinely appreciate what he does with his channel. And if you're wondering, if anyone is wondering if Ross chills for anybody, the answer is no.
100%. And I tell them that all the time, and then they tell me that I'm shilling for Ross. So they're like, it's
That's a
like,
very
yeah,
meta
okay.
like complaint. Yeah.
I was like, if I'm shilling for Ross, do you think that I would have spent like 2 hours last night doing these weird voice memos that he likes to do all the time? Like, you know what I'm talking about too, because he likes to do the talk texts,
Oh
and
yeah,
I was
we
never
just
like
had an
that.
argument about the best hip hop groups a couple of weeks ago via text.
Yeah, and whenever, because I usually, if I'm either talking on the phone or I'm texting, and then he does the voice memos, and I was like, I had to get used to it. It took me almost 2 years to get used to doing the voice memos, but now I'm like sending these 4-minute messages to him just talking. Um, I found out about y'all through a big homie, Tazza the reviewer,
Okay,
aka
yeah.
Playboy Tazza. Nice. And I know you and Josh. That's where I really started catching on to day three was Josh over on Instagram. Um, I
Oh
forget
yeah,
his
yeah,
channel.
yeah. Hmm.
I forget his channel name. I just know Josh.
Yeah.
uh,
I
but
think on Instagram he's like Elroy or
Elroy Prepson.
yeah.
Yeah. And I keep putting it, I'm like, you're Josh, though. Who's Elroy? Anyway, so if there's anything else, do you want to stay for the giveaway? It's totally up to you. I don't,
Uh,
all I'm going to be doing is writing people's names down, so I don't think you're going to want to.
I'm going to take off and go grab a bite to eat and work on some things. But
Well, I appreciate you obviously letting us know about the Midnight Raspberry. I almost forgot the damn name. I'm sorry.
no
No,
worries.
but I do you care if I share that on my channel that
You can
you
share it. You can share it. In fact, once I get samples ready, I'll get you a sample too, so you can get your nose on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Thank you. And also thank you. And I know people out there are probably saying thank you as well for
Oh,
also
awesome. Yeah.
allowing
I
us.
can't wait for you guys to try the set and get your nose on everything. I'm always telling people, like, don't blind buy, like, get everything on skin. Like, we want to make sure that you love it before you buy it. And so this is just a good way of getting the fragrances out to you so that you can start talking about it. And if you've heard a lot about day three and now you can actually get your nose on it, and that's what we want.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you, Michael. I mean, obviously, I know this isn't going to be the last time you're going to be on here,
Oh,
unless I
no,
said
no,
something
no.
wrong and I don't know it.
I'm available anytime. You just say the word and I'll be here.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I know we'll talk soon.
All right. See you later.
All right, have
Bye,
a good
guys.
one. All right, so yes, somebody was asking samples. So yes, as long as you are here, in about a minute and a half, we're going to start the giveaway, and it is for 2 of these sets. They are discovery sets by day 3. They're already packed up, and it is every single fragrance from their house, and they even have the new Desert Rain decant in there as well, so that you are all set whenever you need to go purchase the fragrance. You know what every one of them smells like. I don't even know what every one of them smells like. And just an FYI, I these are all yours. So I will go and I'll just blind buy them for the hell of it. Only one I won't is Say Less, but he knows that. And if you guys, I mean, so that's awesome. But if you guys haven't tried them, I'm just gonna tell you guys my favorite 3 fragrances from the house. I forgot. I get so enamored whenever he's talking that I completely forget what I was doing. And what I was doing was the 3 fragrances that are my favorite from the house. And so number 3 is Day 3 Aylin. I would probably say that Tacita de Cafe might be number 3 once I get a full bottle, but because these are the full bottles that I have, this is what you're getting. Day 3 Aylin is a beautiful vanilla scent that has a little bit of powder and cashmere underneath it to provide this like sparkly vanilla. And then you also do get a little bit of this rose floating underneath it, a slight woody tone coming from the oud. It's a very beautiful fragrance. If you haven't tried it, it's probably their best for the fall and winter outside of maybe Tres Oros. Again, Tacita de Cafe, but I would wear that all season. To me, this is kind of like a refined, like baby cat with rose, but like more like weightless. But it's not like a weightless as far as being fresh. It's just a lighter take on that style, not as rich. That's the way to put it. But and it's definitely more luxurious. I absolutely love the stuff. The number 2 is Day 3 Desert Rain with Colton Dixon, which the autograph's wearing away from me putting my sweaty ass hands on it. But like I said before, if you guys want their easiest to wear scent that also smells like it could be one of those $300 rip-off fragrances out there, this one would be something that you would actually want to spend that money on. Because It's super high quality, and again, it's $170 for these fragrances. But if you use the code Dude15, you get what, like $30 or $40 off of that. So I don't know how long that code's going to be there, but you should definitely take advantage of it. But Desert Rain, it's fresh, it's clean citrus. You also get that nice black currant as well as a nice, beautiful cactus blossom. It's just fresh, clean, invigorating, bright yet weightless. I absolutely love the scent. And then my number one, obviously, is Tres Odos, which I'm only going to say three things about it. It's a pineapple ring, dusted in cinnamon, and then drizzled with one of the most natural honeys that you will ever smell. It's a semi-fresh gourmand. Really, really good fragrance. But Tacita de Cafe, I have tried that. I've tried everyone from the house except for, is it Philosophia? I've tried everyone else, but I think it's Philosophia. And I got to tell you, when it comes to Tacita de Cafe, it literally is exactly how he described it. It's having a cup of coffee, eating a little cake. That's what it smells like. It has a nice chocolate in there. It has a nice woody note. It's a little bit effervescent, but also has that coffee mixed in while not being a really, really heavy coffee fragrance. And then there's a fragrance, Ambar Dominicano is really nice. And then Del Mar. I got to retry Del Mar because whenever I first tried it, it was either that or it was one other fragrance. I said it smells like 1 million, but I only had one spray of it and I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, so again, we are going to be doing the giveaway now. So the giveaway, I will spin the wheel twice. And whenever I spin the wheel, I will do it up on the screen. Wheelofnames.com. We're going to wheelofnames.com. And anybody who is a member of the channel already up until this point would be Novice Nose, Junior, and Fragrance. I'm just putting you as Frag Induced. Fragrance Induced Coma. You three are members of the channel already, and so you all get an extra entry. So now I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything as far as Joey. I apologize. Did I read this one earlier? Yes, I did. Thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. Anyone else who might have donated throughout the stream, if I did miss it, I know I got Mo's. Thank you for the $9.99 donation as well, Mo. I really appreciate you. Anyway, so in order to be entered into the giveaway, all you have to do is comment right now, I'm in. That's it. Just comment, I'm in. I'm going to read your names as I write them. And bear with me because this is the easiest way for me to do it. All right, we got Marlo. We have IQ. We got AZ Cougars. We got Infinite. And again, if you are already a member of the channel, you still have to write I'm in for your second entry. I lost count. Hold on. Jesus. Where is it? Where is it? It's not letting me scroll up. All right, so Infinite. Paco. Junior. Sun Devil. Flacco. Like Joe Flacco? Barry Jeffrey. JLLJ. I'm putting you under JL. David. Austin. Mike. Joey. And remember, you have to be subscribed to my channel prior to this live stream. Actually, I didn't say that yet, so I'm just going to leave it as is. All right, so we got Flash, Christopher, Sunny, D Boogie, Mitra. And I'm sorry, Mitra, if that's not how you say it, like if it's Mitra or something like that, I apologize, but I think I'm saying it right. Daniel, Mo Money, Barry. Barry, you can't enter twice. You should be disqualified for that. I'm not going to disqualify you, but you should be disqualified. All right, so you have 10 seconds for anybody else to enter. 10, 9, 8, 7. Did I skip your name, Anthony? No, I have your name down. I just might have not said it out loud. Yeah, I have Marlo, IQ, AZ, Infinite, Paco Jr., Sun Devil, Flacco, Barry, Anthony, Jeffrey, JL, David, Austin, Mike, Joey, Flash, Christopher, Sonny, D Boogie, Mitra, Daniel, and Mo. Yeah, Joey, I removed Barry twice. Mitra. Okay, sorry. I appreciate you. All right. So, with that said, did I miss anybody else at the bottom? No. Okay. Good luck, everybody. Let me just put the names into... Fragrance-Induced Coma was in here earlier. I feel bad for him because he could have got a second entry. All right. Marlo, IQ, AZ Cougars, Infinite, Paco, Junior, Sun Devil, Anthony, Flacco, Barry, Jeffrey, JL, David, Austin, Mike, Joey, Flash. There's no other Chris, so I'm just putting you under Chris. I'll just put you under Christopher. Who gives a shit? Sonny, D Boogie, Mitra, Daniel, and Mo Money. All right, now let me share it so you guys can see it. Oh, I see Sean. All right, Sean, I'll put you down. Horse didn't want to be included. Oh, Fragrance-Induced Coma. There you are. I was going to say, I feel bad because you're one of my niche subscribers, so you should have the double entry. Wait, Horse did not want to be entered. I didn't put Horse in there. Someone's confusing me. Sean, you're being entered into a day 3 giveaway where you get all of the houses, every sample from the House of Day 3 fragrances. And there's 2 winners. So now that I'm going to enter. If this is what happened last time, somebody came in and said, hey, I'm in. I have no idea what I'm entering in, but I'm in. And they did it like 3 seconds after I kind of closed it. And then they ended up winning it. So, yeah. Anyway. Share screen. Wheel of names. Here we go. So just to recount, we have Novice Nose. We have Junior, Fragrance-Induced Coma. We got, is it Marlowe? Whoops. We got Marlowe, IQ, AZ Cougars, Infinite. I spelled that wrong, but you get it. Paco Jr., Sun Devil, Anthony Flacco, Barry Jeffrey, JL, David Austin, Mike, Joey Flash, Christopher, Sonny, D Boogie, Mitra, and Daniel Mo Money, Sean, Fragrance Induced Coma. Fragrance Induced Coma and Junior do get double entries because they are members of the channel. Just wanted to let you know that. And so now we are ready to go. Novice Knows is the other one who has an entry because he's a member of the channel. So here we go. Jafar is another member of the channel, but I cannot add him because he is overseas. So good luck to everybody. Here we go. This is for the first winner. The first winner is Mitra. Mitra, you are the first winner. Congratulations on winning the first one. Now let me remove your name because you cannot win both of them. And now let's spin it again. This is for the second one. The other winner is D Boogie. Congratulations, D Boogie. You are the winner of the second day 3 set. So congratulations to Mitra and to D Boogie, who ended up winning the day 3 sets. Just an FYI, there are 2 other giveaways happening right now at this current time. One is if you go to my Coastal Carolina Parfums video from last week and you just comment on it and then follow me on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, just go on there, create an account, and follow me. It takes 2 seconds. You can be entered in to win a full bottle of the brand new fragrance coming out on September 12th called Carolina Blue. And if you're interested in the new Angel Share on the Rocks, there is a 10 milliliter decant that I am giving away of the Angel Share on the Rocks. Go to that specific video from 3 days ago and just comment on it and follow Scent Rush on Instagram. That is all you have to do, and you can be entered into both of those as well. So, congratulations, D Boogie. That's awesome. Congratulations to Mitra again. That is awesome. I feel really great for anybody who wins. You want to know why? Is because before I had a channel, I never won. And I wouldn't enter that many, but I would never win anything. And so I feel really happy for you guys because I know the feeling when you're watching that wheel go around. It might not be anything huge, but when you're watching it and then it comes up and it hits your name, that's gotta feel great. And I'm real happy for both of you. What you have to do in order to have me get it out to you, I almost forgot this shit. If you have Instagram, just DM me on Instagram your address and I'll send it out. If you don't have Instagram, email me at fragrancedude@gmail.com and I will send me your address and I will get it out to you. So anyway, I do giveaways like all the time. And for a while there, I was doing giveaways. See, this is exactly why I used to do giveaways all the time. I would do them twice a week. And then it started getting filled with trolls. So I started for about 3 months. I told you I was doing giveaways where I charged $2 to $5 to enter into it, just to get trolls to stay away. And look, they stayed away. It worked. And so that's good. I'm really happy that it worked. But with that said, I appreciate everybody. I guess I can throw this shit away now. And I will see you guys on the next live stream. I have a lot of videos coming up. I have the new Prada Paradigm. I got a decant of that I'm going to review. I got YSL Myself Absolute that I'm going to review. I got the new Blue Talisman Extrait that I'm going to review. I have a couple other ones I can't remember. Mitra, I see your message. I will get to it after. But thank you guys very much for showing up. Thanks, dude. See you at TT. Paco, who are you on TT? Did you change your name? I don't know if you changed your name or not, but I'm guessing Detroit. Are you Detroit? I don't know, because I saw Detroit earlier. Maybe you're not Detroit. Great live, Randy. Have a good night, everyone. Yeah, everybody, you have a fantastic day. I appreciate you. Oh, Heretic. Hey, Heretic. What's going on, man? I appreciate you. I'll see you guys on the next one. Remember to like, comment, subscribe on this, whether you're on your way in or out, and I'll see you guys. Peace out. Yeah, Heretic, I get it.